All right, I'm gonna try to make this quick. My camera says I got 10 minutes on recording. Been away for a while. Over the holidays, I took a vacation to be with my wife and kids. They were out, so I done that. Then I worked about 10 days in a row at my primary job. I don't know if everybody knows, but I also work in a paper mill. We had some freezing weather, so we had to have extra people in. So anyway, last 10 days I worked at least 12 hours and a 16-hour day thrown in there too. So needless to say, I am backed up with the amount of jobs I got going on. I'm gonna try to stay focused in this video because there's a lot of different stuff I like to cover in a short amount of time. I had a pressure washing job that I took on. A realtor that has used me before asked me if I could do it. I looked at the house, and even though it had 30-foot sides, I said, sure, I can do it. I've got an extension pole, so I felt like I could get my chemicals up to the top. Anyway, got out there to the job, started washing the house, and when I hooked my extension pole up, it would not draw the chemicals. Now I have a 2.5 gallon per minute pressure washer, you know, just a small rig, and it will put chemicals, it will inject chemicals. But anyway, with the extension wand on there, I had a hard time getting it to draw, and it never would draw the chemical. I got on my 17-foot ladder and still couldn't get the chemical sprayed on top of the house. It just, you know, I left, went to Northern Tool, got a chemical injection system, but even with that, it just would not work. And you know, after I'd been there for about 3 hours and was getting nowhere, I finally just decided I'm not able to do this job, and it was kind of a humbling experience. Since then, I don't know if you can see these, I've bought these tips. I'm gonna try those out at some point. They're supposed to be 2nd and 3rd story tips for a pressure washer like mine. Talked to some guys, advised those would work, but we'll see. Anyway, I kind of had to sub that job out. Didn't make any money off of it, but I was able to get somebody else to come and do it for me. But like I said, that was a humbling experience. I might stick that video in here somewhere of when I got started, you know, thinking I was going to get it done. But anyway, today I've got to do some more on a little sheetrock and repair job that I'm doing. And then I've got another home inspection job, or home inspection report that I'm gonna do a few little minor things on. I might put some of that in there. It's nothing major. It's a couple of truss supports in the attic. I can't even remember now. I've got it all wrote down. Some duct tape around the HVAC unit. Refrigerant insulation lines need to be, but anyway, I got to get on with it. I'm in 3 minutes. A couple of other, I've got a winterization job I've got to do tomorrow. I'll make a video of that. That's going to be a new one. I feel like I'm gonna be able to get that done. They were supposed to have me do it sooner, but they never decided on who they wanted to use. Well, she called me 2 days ago and said they didn't get it done. The line's busted in the house. There's water running everywhere, so now it's going to be even more of a job. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'll try to make a video of that. I've got several other customers that have several other things they want me to do. So hopefully what I'm getting at is I'm going to have more videos coming out, and I'll try to get caught back up. One of my subscribers, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Ano Naeem Niem, he kind of busted my chops a little bit about not putting any content out. So I'll do my best. You know, I'm not necessarily a YouTuber, but anyway. And also, Bernard Miller, if some of you guys have the time, go back to the video where I installed the attic stairs. He busted my chops up pretty good on how I cut those truss. I feel like I did the right thing. I talked to the homeowner, told him what I was doing. I talked to a home inspector that's pretty knowledgeable, I feel like. I told him what I was doing. He said it was good. And I talked to a carpenter that I've known, and he's a 40-year carpenter that would, you know, very established, very knowledgeable, and he suggested what I was doing was right. But Bernard Miller says that I have wrecked the house and that the roof is no longer supported. I mean, I think that might be a far stretch. Maybe they're not as strong as they were, but I feel like it's good. I would have done it to my house. I feel like I advised enough people to say that I did the right thing. They're secure. He's saying that they're not going to be able to expand and contract the way they need to. I mean, I could be wrong, but anyway, if you guys get time, go back and look, see what you think. There was no other way to get those attic stairs in that house without leaving those trusses in there and running into them when you came up the stairs. So, you know, I'm open for suggestions. I'm not a 40-year veteran of this work, and I'm not an engineer. Bernard, I'd like to know where, you know, how you know so much. If you're an engineer or what your experience is. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, can you back it up, what you're telling me? Where are you getting your information from? Because you sound like you know what you're talking about, but I don't know. I'm up to suggestions. I'd like to hear some more input. But I do stand by what I did. So I got done quicker than I thought I would. That's about it for now. I appreciate all the new subscriptions to my channel. It's, you know, I'm over 400, and that's kind of surprising to me. I guess it'll keep growing. I hope I'm giving you guys what you want, what you need. I try not to just put a video up every day of just filler stuff. I'm hoping that the things I'm putting on here are relevant and, you know, are worthwhile. You know, some people just throw a video up every day, and I watch them, and it's like, you know, what are we doing here? So anyway, I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to comments. And if you want to share this video with some folks, that'd be great. If you'll subscribe, that'll be great. I'll stick the little button left or right and make it easier for you. But that's it. I appreciate it. Hold that light on there and it shows you what you need. Let's see. Alright, I'm in the attic of this house. See what we got trusses here. Of course, I gotta fix this one. But the little plates are missing here and here. I'm just gonna nail a couple of those up. Alright, not much to see here. I realigned that truss, installed a couple of plates in there. That's all I really needed to do up here. Alright, moving on to the HVAC system. This tape, just gotta replace that. This is just minor stuff on this report. I hope the camera don't flip upside down, but there's a piece of tape down there, so I'm just going to tape all the way around it. So I'll make sure I got it good. And then when I get done with that, I've got to trim around that flue so that wood's not touching the pipe. And then there's some refrigerant insulation, some of that black insulation. There's some pieces that aren't covering it all the way. I have to patch that up. Alright, let's put some more tape on all the corners. This is new insulation for the refrigerant line. Let's see, where'd I put the other tape? And down there is some tape, and back there is some tape, just something the inspector pointed out. You can see the new stuff. Are we recording? Yes, we are. Okay, I'm done with that job. That wasn't but about an hour and a half, so that wasn't bad. There's one thing in there. They needed a 30 amp breaker replaced with a 25 amp. I had thought about doing that. I'm not a licensed electrician, and you know, I've been told that I can repair and replace things, but somebody called the other day and asked me to do something, and I wasn't comfortable with doing it, and I'm not comfortable with replacing that. I mean, I can do it, but I'm not licensed to do it. Something were to go wrong, and they have a fire in that house. My insurance wasn't covered, and their insurance wasn't covered since I'm not a licensed electrician. So I'm just gonna pass on that part of it. You know, as much as I want to help people out and do everything they need to be a one-stop shop, I'm not comfortable doing that, and I think I'll be better off not doing that. So I've got 2 other estimates or jobs to go look at. I'm gonna do that. I might throw them in here, and then I think I'm just gonna throw that house where I started videoing that I was gonna pressure wash, and then it just kind of ends, and you'll know I just decided I wasn't gonna do it. I think that's it. All right, here's the house. This side is the dirtiest by far. North facing side. The rest of it is not bad at all. I mean, it's really not bad. A few some stuff on those gutters that I'll get. But all in all, this isn't bad. It's just some really high peaks. I don't know, that's well over 20 feet. I'm pushing 30 feet. I'm not the best judge at that, but it's high. Trickiest part is going to be getting my water and chemicals up that high. But I've got a pole for that. And in the back, getting much different than the front, just minus the rock. Alright, so after that, I just had to kind of, I screwed around for 3 hours trying to get that chemical up there, and it just wouldn't go. So I just decided it was time to pull the plug. And I forgot, I also went to a house after that. They had the water wouldn't drain from the washing machine, the sink, the toilet, basically all over the house. The lady told me that the Roto-Rooter man came out, but he didn't have a snake on his truck, which I thought that was kind of surprising. The Roto-Rooter man don't have a snake. This was an old house. I mean, 60 years old. Anyway, I crawled under the house, pulled a pipe loose, and there was about a 8-inch cotton type plug. I pulled that out, and then it took right off. And then also, they had lost power in the back side of the house. Every time they turned the breaker on, it would trip. So I started kind of troubleshooting that, and I didn't understand why the breaker would trip with everything cut off. So I went and cut all the light. There was 2 light switches on. I cut those light switches off, tried the breaker again, and it worked fine. But when I turned that light switch on, it popped the breaker. So I looked in the light switch. There was nothing wrong there. I pulled the light fixture down, and it was a light fixture, but it was wired for a light and a ceiling fan. And the wire for the ceiling fan was just sitting there, a bare wire. So when I pulled it down, it was just touching the metal of the light fixture. So I put a wire nut on that, and it worked just fine. So I was there like 30 minutes, and the old lady, she was 75, 80 years old, in a little electric wheelchair, and it just made her day, and that kind of made my day. That, you know, number one, the Roto-Rooter man wouldn't do his thing. So she hadn't had any water for, she said, about 2 weeks. She had water, she just couldn't flush a toilet or take a bath for 2 weeks. And she didn't have lights in the whole back side of the house, and couldn't get anybody to come help her. So it amazed me that there's people that just don't want to do the work. So I guess that's where us Handyman come in. So anyway, got her fixed up within about 45 minutes. And I billed the realtor. Funny thing is, the realtor is the one that done the work on this house, her and her boyfriend. And her boyfriend done the electrical work, so she kind of had to pay for that screw up. But anyway, everybody makes mistakes. That's all, I think. I don't think there's going to be anything else in this video. I know this has been a grab bag of me talking about different things and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to get something out, let you guys know I'm still at it. And I plan on getting a lot more videos, at least, you know, 3 or 4 in the next week or so, because I've got all kind of stuff. Oh, one last thing. I went to a house today, and they want some trim work, like 4-inch or whatever, maybe close to 6-inch baseboard and shoe mold put in, and it might be 150 feet. and I'm curious as to what people charge per linear foot to install that kind of trim. They all I'm about to do is install. The old stuff's going to be pulled out, so all I got to do is install. So if anybody wants to give me any feedback on that, I'd love to hear it. But for now, that's all. I'll see you on the next adventure. Thank you.